What's going on, team? Monday. Like a slower Monday today. Weekend was hectic. Like so much fun, so many people, like a lot going on. I'm gonna have a coffee. I just need to use my mug. I can get my mug. Hello, Raya. Dan Bailey gave us this mug at the CrossFit Games. And I'm like, I sent him a picture of it this morning. I was like, thanks, dude. This morning is gonna be kind of like my weekend, you know? Got my salts. One thing, if you ever do work for yourself, you'll realize that you kind of just, weekends don't exist. Like, you'll be working throughout the week and then, you know, like Saturday and Sunday, if something needs to get done, a lot of the time you'll just do it. Hello, Carla. I would say 95% of the time, I don't switch off from like thinking about creating these videos, what's coming up next in the hustle stuff, team training. There's always something to be done. And I love it, like I'm not complaining. It's just, you know, sometimes, do you find it too? Like weekends, they don't really exist. You more have moments where like this morning I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna drink my coffee, walk the dogs. Although we have had the morning meeting. Does anyone else's dogs get super hyper when they come back from a walk? Like they run and run and run and then they come back and they're like, whoa, we're home.
It's like the post-workout buzz, isn't it? I think that's what they get.
If you're in Europe or the UK, it's now available. If you just go to 321podium.com, you can go and get it. Use code TEAM, saves you 20% and it helps us out. But if you've been wanting to really try the Cherry Sour, my signature creatine, it's on there now, limited quantity. It has sold out in America. So, legends, thank you for the support. And this is the best tasting thing I've ever created. The world has ever created. If no one's told you today, you're an absolute legend. And let's get on with the rest of today. What would you like, babe? I'm like a lion ready to attack, you know what I mean? Like, rah, 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 rah. She was trying to open the drawer and I was standing in the... Come here, babe, come on, you can open the drawer. No, come on. I love you. Seeing as it was a slower morning, felt like the perfect time to go get a Christmas tree. It's pretty far into December now, and our friends own a Christmas tree farm. And I knew it'd make Jazz smile. And there's no better feeling than that. Somewhere over there in the distance, behind the sheep, are some Christmas trees that have been planted for how long they plant a Christmas tree for. You've been looking forward to this day?
Getting a Christmas tree.
Getting a Christmas tree. Struggling with my zip. How old am I? Frosty. Foggy. Both. Today? My ears are frozen.
What are you dressed for? You've got a cap
I'm going to close them because I can't. I'm not listening. I'm not listening to you. I know you're right.
It's mine.
I'm just not listening. So if I
borrowed my
don't
gloves.
hear it,
These are
it
mine.
doesn't count. Oh, let's get this tree quick.
Weather, it's not as if it was deceptive when you looked at it.
These were planted this year?
Yeah, October.
In October.
How long did it take?
What to do?
How long for those big ones?
They're about 8 years old.
8 years.
8 years old. And you sell them for 50 quid? Some of them?
Some of them, yeah.
Doesn't seem a good return to me.
But then they're usually like a year older, but in their first year they do like next to nothing. They're doing it all with their roots. So they're like getting older each year.
I don't know how Christmas trees grow. It's like 2 or 3 years to get to like this size, and then they just, like humans, hit puberty and get massive. Apparently they grow the roots first. Like they've set a big root network. Fact of the day.
Am I 6 foot yet? No.
5'4". Off into the trees she goes. So much it stinks of enthusiasm for Christmas.
I'm ready for Christmas.
You are ready.
That one's a nice one. It might be too big.
It's like a tour guide, you know, when you just see that little pole going anyway, you can tell where Jazz is. But just like that, we found the Team Richie tree for Christmas. And then it was time to get to training. Gotta love a Monday session. Monday, always a new opportunity to just hit it hard again. Get after it. Got all the volume squats done, like we have been doing over the past couple of weeks. Just showing you the top set again today. So last week it was 165 for 3. After all the volume, this week it's 170 for 3, after all the volume. So just those little increments every week. It's making me a little nervous because my legs and lower back are blowing. That's the thing with training, especially with weightlifting, it's just incremental increases week on week. And how real progressive overload works. These moved way faster than I thought they would, and they look better than they felt. Adding up the reps day by day. Also had to do a commentary over this part and the next part that's coming up because I would have got copyrighted. Felt good. No sneak belt, flat shoes. We rocking and rolling. Right, last week was 107.5 for a triple. This week it's 110. So I just hit 107 for a triple. It was on the build-up sets. It was hard. See what happens. Paused hang snatches. I actually really like this exercise for getting in that position where you're over the bar when the bar comes past the knee. So you're comfortable and strong there. It's supposed to be a 3-second pause. Probably more like 1.5, 2 seconds. But every second that you pause, the weight adds up and you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. And I was just happy to do this set. A lot of effort went into the last rep. I lost my grip on that last one and my hands were well open. Nearly gave myself a round of applause midway up. Look at this exercise. If you have a bit of wrist pain or your grip sucks, add this in. I've been doing it twice a week now. Get them aesthetic forearm muscles, you know, the things that hang out at the bottom of the t-shirt, but also make you stronger. And yeah, that was the training session, you know, like the highlights of it really. And then there was some home DIY to finish today, which I'm gonna ask you lot about, so stay tuned and see if you can help out. Pivot, pivot. I've got some advice to ask from you guys tonight, team. Any of you are builders or are keen DIYists? No, I'm going to ask them actually if I have a plan. I just don't know if it's right. But we have time, which is important to find out if I'm going to be right or not. For the office, the other day, we went into B&Q, right, and we bought this bit of wood. After surviving the trip in IKEA, we saw this thing that I was like, I would really like that in the office on this wall. What it was is a load of photo frames that will be mounted onto a black board that is held off the wall. What was that noise? By this, like that has been nailed to the wall, screwed to the wall. That then we put lights around and it's like a backlit board that holds black and white photos of all the cool experiences that we've managed to do. I'm like, that sounds pretty cool, right? And I'm gonna make it myself, but for you guys that have a lot more DIY experience than me, you can be like my DIY fathers here. That's a solid brick wall. No, there's no one at the door. The plan is I'm going to drill into the wall, put a wall plug in. Then I'm going to drill through. I'm going to make a frame, very easy with these bits of wood at the right thing. I'm going to drill through the wood into the wall plug, screw it in, right? Hold the wall to the wood to the wall. And then we're going to lift it up and we're going to screw this to the wood. That sounds right, right? That was our plan that we came up with.
Yes, I think so.
So
It's a very permanent fixture, but that's how you want it, so.
yeah, and there's all the frames. And then we'll put nails onto the board, put all the frames on, black and white photos, cool. We can have this as a backboard, that could be in a backboard. We could have the table at an angle when we do the news videos again. Want the shelves for the helmet and stuff. I feel like I wanted a little project in the office. But the first thing we have to do, we spoke to the lady in B&Q, is we have to prime the wood ready to receive the paint. She could have been lying to us, but I'm hoping she wasn't. So we're going to put this on the floor, prime this side because we're going to paint it black, prime that wood because we're going to paint it black. What a way to spend the end of the day. Jazz is so excited. And so is Carla. Oh. You know what, I feel like we haven't featured the dogs that much since we come home. I think because we've spent most of the time since being home like this. Like, oh, we love you so much. Yes, you are You are our tiny little our tiny little things that we love you so much. You are the bestest. You're still a little baby, aren't you?
Sit down.
You are still a little baby. This is what life is about. Eh? Oh, the meerkat. Oh! There is so much love being filtered. Before we prime tonight though, we got to cut the wood into the right size for the frame. Isn't this exciting? Craig and Jazz do DIY.
That's not going to be exact.
It doesn't need to be exact. There you go. First cut line drawn. You got to do those few drag backs, haven't you, to get the...
You don't have to do the whole saw.
There's probably a carpenter watching this like, damn, that is embarrassing.
You're a tiny god.
I feel like the scene off The Office. You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. You can't tell. It's making me better. You can't have, you can't say, you can't look the other way.
Can you concentrate? Because you're going off the line.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart, and the very next day
You gave it away.
you gave it away. This year, something for tears, and give it to
Someone special.
someone special.
You must someone
Last
special.
Chris. I was doing that until you lost it, but
You
you were
want
actually
someone
quite tolerant of me then. Right, for everyone that was worried, I do apologise for that little bit. Probably wasn't the best practice, but we have the lengths that we need. Home DIY at its finest. What a wonderful girl. Could she be any cuter? Alright, now we just put the primer on. So then the paint can be received by the board of wood better. Then we've got to leave it for 24 hours. Tune in on the next episode, team, to find out how this is going. I know you will do. And also, thank you to the people who will have commented maybe a little bit of advice on how to get this onto the wall. But I think day one, job done. Yay.